Hello everyone, welcome to Draw My Revolution.
Today we'll be comparing the Articles of Confederation to the four main forms of French government that failed to prevent the subsequent Reign of Terror.
The first thing that you need to know about the Articles of Confederation was that they were less like a unified document. That meant for long-term use, they were more like a friendship agreement, as Mr. Housley likes to call it.
But for real, that's what it was. The phrases League of Friendship and Mutual Friendship are frequently used throughout, and while in theory this was useful during wartime emergency, as during the Revolutionary War, it quickly became clear in the aftermath when everyone became confused and kind of angry by the vagueness of the articles that a stronger unifying document was needed to grant more specific powers and identify rights of the people in the aftermath and the birth of the new United States.
This is quite similar to the first form of government in France before radicalization occurred, which was the National Assembly. To sum up, a group of men got together in 1789 with the idea that the king should make reforms so that the people would have enough food to eat.
Okay, so here's where we got a little confused, because in the history books it says that the National Constituent Assembly was also created in 1789 and was the last true governing body to cooperate with the king before chaos ensued. So I took it upon myself, with the use of Detective Google, to do some digging, and it looks like the National Assembly changed their name to the National Constituent Assembly for about a month. I have no idea why either, but everybody from the National Assembly stayed on the Constituent Assembly, so they just, changed the name. Okay, moving on.
The National Constituent Assembly was mostly made up of people from the Third Estate, who decided that they wanted to create a document that would outline the rights of the people and challenge the authority of King Louis XV. And surprisingly, the groups from the other two estates were kind of on board with that. After some petty tricks from King Louis, they were able to draft a document which the Marquis de Lafayette put pressure on Louis to sign and ratify. So, in October of 1791, it was ratified, and, fun fact, the preamble of that declaration was used as a basis for the modern French Constitution in 1958.
Alright, Lady Blues, this is where we run into another little bit of a problem, because we really could not find any reason why the National Constituent Assembly was dissolved. All we could find was that it was dissolved. So when we went to look up, why was the National Constituent Assembly dissolved? Here you can see me scrolling through and trying to decide which Wikipedia option to choose, finally settling on Britannica in 3, 2, 1, there we go. And now I'm looking through Britannica trying to find why they dissolved it. I'm scrolling through finding out that this is really not helpful and talking about the 19th and 20th centuries rather than the 17th century as I had hoped that it would be. So in a few moments I'm going to go back, and I think it's called historycrunch.com. That's what I pick on. One laughing fit later, I'm still trying to find out why in the name of God they dissolved the National Assembly. So I go to historycrunch.com, I scroll down, I actually read everything just to make sure I didn't miss anything. I keep reading, and then I pause because at the very bottom of the page it just says, "The National Constituent Assembly dissolved itself in 1791, passing government to the newly created Legislative Assembly." I'm sorry, that just doesn't tell me anything new. What? Okay, so I guess we don't really know.
The Legislative Assembly, created in 1791, decided that the Constitution should be drafted. They also did a lot of other things, but for the purpose of this comparison, let's focus on the Constitution, shall we? So they ended up writing a document which was ratified by Louis XV, and it was put in place for years. However, because of previously mentioned absence of food, an insurrection occurred, which ended the use of the Constitution on August 10, 1792, with the storming of the Tuileries Palace and the National Guard. In the aftermath, everyone was similarly confused, and an election was held in which Robespierre was brought to power. We all know how that ended.
Although both the Articles of Confederation and the four French forms of government acted as a bridge between the people and the governments themselves, because of the turmoil that took place in France, the Constitution that was drafted was not able to withstand the chaos. However, today, because of the events of the past, we continue to reflect on what has happened and improve governments for the future.